Yeah, the last subhead. Yoga as supreme knowledge. Yoga not only as a purifier of the central system, in itself is a supreme knowing knowledge. So what is he saying in this paragraph? There is there's a photograph here. Then it is axiomatic, AXIO. It is axiomatic in the yogic tradition that knowledge is different in different states of consciousness. So that's a quote from Rig Veda. That's very beautiful. Knowledge is different in different states of consciousness. But I would like to reset to the idea in this way. Different kind of knowledge would lead to different states of consciousness, of course. Somebody is discussing about how to plan an unethical activity. Okay, then that is the kind of consciousness. There will be some kind of a distant sound of consciousness warning about the illegality or the unethical nature, etc., etc. Okay. Because consciousness is always conscious about the contents of the so-called memory or the mind. That is the problem, you see. Why the Yoga Sutras to achieve unboundedness of consciousness that is unaffected by the vagaries of the flows and turbulences of the running thoughts, whatever. Okay. So that's why the Jnana Yoga, just by higher level reading. That's why I always suggest to my trainees, whether you are a physicist or an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, read great books, get great knowledge. As in philosophies, as in the Upanishads and the Vedanta, as in the Tao and the Zen, as in the philosophies of whatever is about Socrates or Aristotle or Nietzsche, or reading just great fiction even. Everyone should read what I call some books about Zen, and some books on Tao, the story of philosophy, okay, Dancing Woolly Masters, Jonathan Lewis and Siegel, okay, Sorba the Greek, and so on also. Plus with an additional focus, everyone should read at least a few translations of the Upanishads, okay, Swami Vivekananda or even Osho, anywhere greater levels of, greater orbits of understanding are mentioned. One should involve in that kind of discussions, then the consciousness is in different level. Now, in that paragraph, it is written, Patanjali categorizes everything that changes. Everything that changes, everything that undergoes variation. My theory of variation. Everything that changes as an object, in contradistinction to the one subject, which is pure consciousness. So consciousness is absolutely stable, okay, the reflector. And whatever is under its reflection, they are all changing, 100%. Alright? Only the mind is unchanging, original mind. That's why it can sense change. How can a changing thing sense another changing thing? Right? So Patanjali says, it is in the introduction only, the mind does not shine by its own light. It too is an object illumined by the self. So that is perhaps quoted from the sutras. I will not give much significance on that statement. But that is one quoted by the introduction writer in these pages. Now another paragraph begins, again with I would say, a stupid assumption. Okay? To satisfy the natural desire for truth. Truth here is not political truth or economic truth. The truth has been defined before. What truth? What truth? And the truth sensed by an enlightened mind, a completely unbounded mind. That truth. There is a natural desire. The writer says, okay, good. Then he is talking about various structures of yoga tradition. Yeah, introduction writer is giving almost a good introduction. Yeah, I told you about 40 pages. So he is taking out the 8 limbs of yoga, LIMBS. That will be in chapter 2 of the book. And the writer is getting a kind of a pressure of that. The 8 limbs are this. 1. Limb 1 consists of the laws of life, or rather I would say the spoke one, SPOK, of a wheel. Spoke one is the laws of life. They are non-violence, truthfulness, integrity, chastity, and non-attachment. They have their clouded Sanskrit terms also, which I don't want to read because this itself is very clear to the modern mind. Spoke 2, the rules for living. So spoke 1 was the laws of life. Okay. Spoke 2 is the rules for living. They are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Simplicity. 2nd. Contentment. 3rd. Purification. 4th. Refinement. And 5th. Surrender to the Lord. That one is very unnecessary and irrelevant. Surrender to Lord. Okay, maybe the rules for living of majority or for life. I don't know what is surrender to the Lord here. Because the entire Yoga Sutra is about achieving getting in tune with the unbounded state of consciousness, self-discovery. Then surrender to the Lord. Which Lord? What Lord? Okay. Maybe it implies that gratitude, the gentleness. Okay. Spoke 3, posture. That is the asanas, various yogasanas. So that's where posture comes. So now it is coming to the nervous system. The other 2, the laws of life and the rules for living, they are all of the intellect or the wisdom or the knowing part. Now, 3rd spoke is about the doing part. Okay, the doing for yoga, towards purification of the processes in central nervous system. That is posture or asanas. So, an asana is a certain unique positioning of the structure of the body. Okay, if the body is like that of a building, okay, normal movement, normal postures are all normal design of the interior of the building. And this is a flexible building. So, in a flexible building, the vastu become different, sort of. So, the flow of energy will be different. So, as I had mentioned to somebody, every asanas, every one of the asanas is, let us say, an eccentric position of the body. The body is sort of driven to assume unusual positions or unusual vastus so that there will be non-normal flow of energy which may facilitate the attention, if it is active, towards touching the gateless gates of unbounded consciousness. Now, fourth spoke, breathing exercises. Various methods of pranayama. Pranayama meaning giving exercise to the flow of prana or flow of the prana energy in the body, which will in turn affect the other four energy fields. Now, fifth spoke, retirement of the senses, which is called pratyahara. That means the senses are trained to be always sensitive to the outside, to the external world. So, closing the eyes is one of the ways which attention can be turned back into the inside of the body. Okay. The purpose of this is, as my explanation goes, is to get in tune with the proprioception. That means sensing the entire interior terrain of the body. The cellular assemblies, the cellular universe should be scanned by the attention and the inner vision. Spoke 6. Focusing of attention or dharana. That's a common thing for all this thing. So this is not different spokes. So there is the need of highly controlled, what I call creative attention during the postures, during breathing exercises, and during trying proprioception. Now, seventh spoke is meditation or dhyana. There also attention is the critical engine. And eighth one spoke is the settled mind. Settled mind, okay. That's the eighth limb or 8 stages. Eighth is the final one, all right. So all these are for achieving the settled mind. Many commentators, the author continues. Many commentators assumed that the 8 limbs are sequential stages in the path of yoga. I totally disagree. There is no sequence, okay? Evidenced by the other factor that even a mind in turmoil can try for yoga. How can it be sequential? For example, focusing of attention is mentioned sixth one. Okay? Before that, posture and breathing exercises, contentment, purification, integrity, etc. are mentioned. In order to sustain that, in order to create that in one's own self, in order to maintain that, the first thing is attention. If I would correct what Patanjali says, attention is the first engine to be trained in order for achieving the unification with the unbounded consciousness.